Hello everyone, this is Running on Empty Food Review. Well, happy birthday everyone. This is Running on Empty Food Review, and well, we're in the month of April officially. I mean, maybe not, maybe you're watching this in the year 2050, but as far as I'm concerned, we are in the month of April, and you know what they say, right? April is a great month for birthdays, and it is indeed. Always a good month. Always enjoy that month. And with that, we have a huge release out from Sonic. America's Drive-In, I'm pretty sure that's what they call it. Maybe they don't, and I don't know, I'm pretty sure that's what they call it. I'm pretty sure that's Sonic. Not Denny's, I think that's Sonic. And they have something called the BLT. Doesn't that name just kinda send shivers down your spine? I know it did for me when I first heard that. Because years ago, when I was just a little youngin', I guess that's the word of the day since I said that in the last video. Anyway, I would go to Subway, and I would get the BLT Sandwich. And you know what those three letters stand for, right? I mean, you know. Bacon, lettuce, and tomato. So when I saw earlier today that Sonic was releasing something called the BLT, I didn't know how to process it. I didn't know what to do. I mean, when you know that this is this one thing, and that's that, and then they come in and they change the game. They change the name, they change the game. What do you even do? And I didn't know. So I went over to Sonic. I picked it up. I got some cherry limeade for moral support. And you know what? I'm just going to face my fears, and we're just going to dive headfirst into the unknown and figure this out. Hopefully for the betterment of humanity. From my understanding, the BBLT stands for bacon, lettuce, and tomato. And what is it exactly? This shocking item. It's a BLT sandwich with extra bacon, lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise on a bun. I guess theoretically they can call it, maybe it's, BLT. Could stand for bacon, lettuce, tomato. They could have just named it, like, in parentheses, they could have said 2x B and close parentheses LT. Could have done that. That might have been a little easier. Could also stand for, since it's on a bun, could stand for bun, bacon, lettuce, and tomato. So there's a lot of options out there. This item, I think the biggest selling point is just the mystique, the mystery surrounding it. Because I know, if anything, it has me utterly intrigued. I mean, just that sense of intrigue, it's almost indescribable, to be quite honest. There's very few fast food items out there that kind of hone into that natural instinct, that puzzle, those puzzle problem-solving skills. But Sonic, they found a way to tap into this. Okay, before we delve into this and we do the big reveal, you know the way it goes. First things first, I just want to promote it, get it out there while we still can. If you are interested, make sure you check out my new podcast. It's available on YouTube. You can find it youtube.com/VORW podcast. You could also find it on iTunes, Spotify, just by searching VORW. You could find it on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/VORW. And, it's a lot different than these food reviews, but I think that's a good thing. It gives you a whole different side of this channel to see. I think lots of good perspective to listen in on. So here it is. BBLT. Let's turn the autofocus off so we can get those close-ups. Maybe it does stand for bun, bacon, lettuce, and tomato, because that is a gigantic bun in comparison to the rest of the sandwich. here we go. Here's the top, what it looks like there. Those are actually there. You can see it's 2 tomato slices, and there's the mayo. You can see the mayo right there. And the lettuce, kind of combined. And then on the bottom, there's additional mayo, I believe, underneath the bacon lattice. And there it is. There's the bacon. It has a little bit of a char to it, but doesn't look too bad overall. It's glistening, fresh, greasy bacon, right? Just the way everyone likes it. And there it is. And there I am. There's my head between the two, metaphorically anyway. And there we go. Picture perfect. Yeah, alright, it needed to be done. Alright, that's what it looks like, right there. I don't mean to be too much of a, criticizer of this. The only thing I can just say is it's a good example of those times when it kind of doesn't look like the advertisement. You look this thing up, and you'll see it is like a mountain of bacon. They make it look like it's got, I would say, 15 to 20 strips of bacon on it. And, like there's like this much bacon, and it's huge. When in reality, it's, the bun is probably the biggest thing on the sandwich. But I don't know what it tastes like. I haven't tried it yet. So who knows? It might not, you can't judge a book by its cover. It might not necessarily look totally like the advertisement, but what does it taste like? It might be delicious. That's what I'm about to find out. The BBLT from Sonic is going in. That meant one more bite. You seeing that? You seeing? Man, that's incredible. I don't know if that's the bacon grease. I think what that is that's the bacon grease kind of mixing with the mayo and dripping down. Look at this. I put this napkin underneath it, right? And this was what dripped off of the sandwich there. A very greasy sandwich, nonetheless. I have a feeling kind of the grease from the bacon mixed with the mayo there just kind of seeped down, All right. In all honesty, the BBLT sandwich is relatively simplistic, just a few ingredients: bacon, lettuce, tomato, mayo, and the bun. And with that being said, I have one criticism only. First and foremost, let's get to all the good stuff, okay? The amount of bacon, there is more than you would expect. It didn't look like the ad, I get that. What really does, You know the way that it goes. But what I do have to tell you is that there is more bacon than it initially expects. Bacon is fresh, has that little bit of crispiness, really fatty, greasy, but cooked well. I can't complain, flavorful. There's those 2 slices of tomatoes. Those are rich, fresh, no problem there. The mayo wasn't a problem. It seemed like there was a lot, but it blends together fine, no issue. Lettuce is there, it's okay. Here's my issue, the bun. I just think that the bun is too chewy for what it is. I think that if the bun was on the fluffier side, like maybe if it was more of just like a, I don't know, it all depends on the composition of it, but if it was more of like a fluffy roll, I know that's sometimes difficult to do in the world of fast food and ingredients and all that, I think this would be better because the bun is just so chewy compared to everything else on this sandwich. So I find myself, alright, chomping and chomping and chewing away at this bun, and it seems like it kind of soaks up more flavor than it really should, and you're spending more time chomping away at the bun than you are enjoying the actual sandwich itself. So that's an issue. I think the bun is just a little bit too thick and a little too on the chewy side, and that is an issue. So I think if there's one thing that you need to keep in mind, and one thing perhaps they should improve upon, it is the bun, and I think that it should just be, you know, it's too chewy, that's all, and it detracts from the eating experience overall. Otherwise, like I said, just very, very greasy, and you might have those grease drippings like I showed you, so if you're going to eat it, I'd recommend laying out the, the little, I don't know, the BBLT trampoline-esque thing that's not really a trampoline that collects the grease drippings, and that'll just work best so you can have a clean eating experience. So with that, out of 10, I'm going to be rating the BBLT sandwich a 7.1 out of 10. A little on the lower side, just because of that bun. Everything else is good, on the messier side, but you could expect that. But the bun just detracts from it, and that's why it has the rating that it has. So with that, thank you for watching. I'm your host, the Report of the Week, and today's review is for the BBLT Sandwich from Sonic. And that's all that I have for you. Like I said earlier, be sure to check out the podcast. Some really good listening headed your way, and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, and do take care.